All right, what's up, everybody? We are on season 2, episode 1 of Dark, which is called Beginnings and Endings. I fucking hate myself, guys. I have such a busy day ahead of myself, and I could not resist but to once again start off the day first reacting to an episode of Dark because after seeing the finale for season 1 yesterday, it's been all that was on my mind. And I don't know, I think it's especially just the idea of like, oh, the direction that things are about to head into that got me so much more intrigued because now finally, presumably, I mean, I hope so. I hope that immediately in this episode we're going to dive into that what I assume is going to be 2052 timeline and see. That's what I'm especially curious about. It's like this could truly symbolize a gigantic. Well, how should I put that? Not necessarily a shift in the storyline or something, but I feel like, this 2052 timeline is going to be a big deal in the way that, yeah, we'll find out that certain characters have died, obviously. And, therefore, thinking that we're going to spend a lot of time in this new timeline, we potentially won't be seeing certain characters that much anymore on the show, is kind of what I was thinking about. So, yeah, this is what has had me very, very fascinated and very, well, I wouldn't necessarily say excited. I mean, I'm just kind of hoping that like certain characters will still be there. Like what's Ulrich going to be like in the future, assuming that he's still there, right? Yeah, well, Jonas, his old version ended up here. That's actually the interesting thing, of course. I mean, their old versions could still be ending up here, so maybe what I'm saying doesn't even necessarily make that much sense. But again, this show just it fucking has me by the balls, dude. It's like I feel like I've binged the first 8 episodes or something altogether, and then now here I am binging, these last 3-4 episodes or something again. It's ridiculous, man. It's just, yeah, I don't know. The show's too good. And maybe, there's not even, I think, a lot that I can get into here before we get into the episode at hand. But one thing that I still wanted to reflect on in the last episode is how beautifully tragic I started to realize it actually was seeing that Helga encounter play out, where he was trying to, that car crash, they didn't even necessarily stay on the scene a long time, right? It happened and then it was over, and you don't really get to think about it too much, and at least I didn't in the moment. And I started to realize afterwards, as I'm just, processing the episode after my recording session here, like, yeah, it really is beautifully tragic that he tried to stop himself in the moment, right? He was literally trying to kill himself, but he can't because it's fate. Like, everything is playing out in the exactly like I think Noah put it, and for example, Claudia as well, right? Like, they all put it in this way of like, oh, this and this and this is supposed to happen, and look, it's actually playing out the way we all know it's going to play out. Because guess what? If it wasn't playing out like that, then in the past it wouldn't have made sense anymore either, right? It's like, how could Helge possibly kill himself in 1986 and his version of 2019 still be there, right? He could have never killed himself in the first place if he wasn't still alive. So, does that make sense? Like, I guess, therefore, everything is kind of predetermined, right? And these characters are constantly trying to stop something that, in a way, is kind of inevitable. And we know that through their, especially, and this is what I have been talking about, like, the past timelines cannot be changed. The future one perhaps might. In the future, you might be able to change something. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if what I'm saying really makes sense, because this was already explained to us as well with Jonas, that he couldn't go and make certain changes suddenly because he would obviously revert his own existence. Yeah, so therefore maybe Helga was actually able technically to kill himself, but again, that would have, yeah, I wonder then, actually, if that's the case, then I truly do wonder why was it that he ended up just killing himself and that he didn't do lethal damage to his old version there. I would actually just think that it's because of, like I said, for some reason there are forces that don't allow him to do that. And somehow it seems like you can't even really make these changes as much as you'd want to, right? Because why the hell was Helga not able to kill his old version there? Like does that, yeah, again, does that I can only think that means it just isn't possible or something. It's not allowed. They just won't fucking allow it to happen. In the same way that Jonas stopped himself. His future self stopped his younger self from talking to Mikkel very early in season 1, I think it was, right? So yeah, I hope I'm kind of making sense. I mean, I'm just, literally with the show, it's like I'm just spouting out a bunch of thoughts that pop in my head, and then I counter myself again in a moment as well. So it's impossible to understand everything going on, obviously, but it's just so absolutely well done. I was actually watching back my reaction to the first episode as well, literally just an hour ago or something, and yeah, it's cool because again, all the puzzle pieces have actually quite fallen into place. There's not a whole lot up in the air anymore, I feel. Right now, it's becoming this battle of sort of good versus evil, right? And the question there still is there even truly a good and evil side? Is what Noah is doing, as much as it's easy to not want to root for him and stuff, because he definitely seems to have evil intentions, and I don't like his personality and stuff, and his methodologies, of course, but maybe it's actually his approach that's the only way that's going to put a stop to things. Who knows, right? Like, I'm keeping my mind open for that possibility, even if I do think it's unlikely. I want to make that very clear. Like, I want to be rooting for Ulrich. I want to be rooting for Jonas. I don't want to be rooting for Noah. Absolutely not. I'm just saying, again, we saw what Jonas did. It only created another dimension. So, was that really what we wanted? I don't think so. The question is, where do we go from here? And, how is Jonas going to cope with this, with this situation? And that's maybe the one more thing that I should be saying, is that it's so funny how I've been clicking on Dark on my Netflix every single time before watching the episodes. And only now did I finally realize that the wallpaper image, I guess it's kind of already a spoiler, but the wallpaper image literally showed us like a futuristic, well, it's like, I assume it's Jonas. We see somebody with like a weird sort of almost, I don't know, it looked kind of like a spacesuit. I haven't even looked at it that much, to be honest. I mainly recognize the house. Like, holy shit, it's Jonas' house in the future that was completely destroyed and abandoned and whatever it seemed, right? So I guess he's going to be going back to his old house, and I wonder what he's going to find there. Again, question is Hannah still alive? Is Ulrich still alive? Clearly, some of the older people like Enos, I don't expect them to be alive anymore, but it's still possible, technically. It should be 33 years into the future where we're at now. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing where we go from here, guys. Without further ado, we're going to get into the episode. But of course, if you enjoy my reactions to Dark, you can already watch the next 6 episodes straight away over my Patreon page, which is going to be linked on top of the description. Over there, we'll already be on Season 2, Episode 7. So we're going to be almost done with the second season, and we'll be very much further on the way with the show. So go and check it out. Full-length reactions will be up there too if you want to see me react to the episodes in their entirety. I've done way too much talking. Let's get into Season 2, Episode 1 of Dark. And if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. What is that, like a little mine track leading into the cave? Or, oh, 1921. Dude, we're getting a 5th fucking dimension. What? Still the Trinity symbol, though. What? These guys built it?
Der Anfang und das Ende. Sigmundus Creatus est. Und so ist die Welt erschaffen.
Oh, they have the same tattoos. That's what Noah had, right? Okay, so they're part of Noah's cult, I guess. There's more, unfortunately.
Du glaubst nicht mehr an die Prophezeiung?
Ich glaube an die Ironie des Schicksals.
Adam sagt, dass alle Dinge so passieren müssen, wie sie schon immer passiert sind. In 6 Tagen beginnt das Paradies und die Hölle auf Erden hat ein Ende.
Manchmal frage ich mich, ob das Paradies und die Hölle nicht ein und dasselbe sind. Ich hoffe, dass irgendwann der Tag kommt, an dem du nicht mehr alles glaubst, was Adam dir erzählt. Frag ihn, warum er dich aufgenommen hat. Und warum er dich Noah genannt hat.
Okay. Huh, but I thought it was kind of Noah who seemed to have been, who seemed to have deserted from his actual faith a little bit. Oh god, yeah, this is a... Damn. What I called Cain and Abel in English is definitely one of those situations. Beautifully poetic. Beginning of the last cycle, 2020. What is the last cycle then? Is it what just happened with Jonas? Is it gonna be Francisca? Magnus? No. Oh shit. Okay. Jonas suddenly took it to the next level after all. Oh, right. Cool. Starting off the season. So similarly. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I saw him wear in that image, actually, the wallpaper image. Like his weird astronaut backpack. Ah, he is already staying in his house. Yeah, of course. I mean, we saw him wake up in his room. 27, 2020, yeah. Interesting. So the calendar had all the days marked until like a week before then. So what happened? Is that when the house was abandoned? A week before that start of the last cycle in 2020? This is so insane how we just ended up in a post-apocalypse World War probably 4 at this point type situation. What the hell? Man, I've always wondered, yeah, what it must be like to walk through your own town in completely different times. Whether the future or the past, it would be fascinating. Oh, the bunker. They really just turned the show into Fallout. So the pictures are still there. Is he working together with Claudia?
Mein Name ist Claudia Tiedemann. Ich bin eine der wenigen Überlebenden der Apokalypse vom 27. Juni 2020. Es sind jetzt fast 3 Monate nach der Katastrophe. Noch immer ist unklar, was genau die Ereignisse in Winden ausgelöst hat. Aber das Gottespartikel. Wenn wir es stabilisieren können, vielleicht ist es ein Weg zurück. Zurück in die Vergangenheit. Vielleicht können wir sie retten. Alle.
Damn, dude. Are we still gonna be able to go back? Okay, we're going back. 6 days until the apocalypse. Damn, dude, what are you teasing here, man? Ah, Helge missing. Yeah, Jonas. This was the last day.
Wie geht es Ihnen heute? Immer noch Gelenkbeschwerden. Wenn ich ehrlich bin, machen mir Ihre Werte Sorgen. Wir sollten Sie wieder stationär behandeln.
Oh, yeah. Damn, that's fucked up, man. The cancer has been progressing.
Und Ohren zu hören, überzeugt sich, dass die Sterblichen...
Oh, I completely forgot about Jason already. We never saw him again.
Und ich bin Klausen, Leiter der Sonderkommission Winden und ab heute zuständig für die ungelösten vermissten Fälle des letzten Jahres.
Yeah, they've got so many missing cases at this point.
Alle Indizien und Hinweise zu überprüfen, bis wir die Geheimnisse, die im Verborgenen liegen, an die Oberfläche gebracht.
It's already panic time.
Sie haben wir gesagt. Damit meinen Sie?
Mich selbst und Frau Doktor, die den Fällen auch weiterhin zugeteilt ist.
Das ist doch keine Sonderkommission.
Ulrich never came back.
Deine Mutter redet die zu Hause? Über die Ermittlungen, meine ich?
Nicht mit uns.
Wir sitzen rum und warten.
Oh, it's Magnus.
Nichts passiert.
Damn, he grew his hair out.
Ich muss los.
What's so
Wo
urgent?
musst du denn hin?
Elisabeth bei einer Freundin abholen.
I kinda doubt that. Surely there's more going on. Man, it's crazy how, like, yeah, it's summertime now, you know, months have passed by, about 6 months, I think, right? Well, since November, so yeah. But it's like the show is a whole different vibe suddenly, too, because of it. Okay, she's going to the cave. What the hell? What's she driven by? I mean, getting Ulrich back, I guess. I mean, even if she knows that he was like cheating and stuff, I guess she still needs to hear it from him. Wow, the power plant is all destroyed. So is there no possibility for Jonas to go back anymore? Alexander died. Oh, shit. Martha died.
Du bist irgendwie anders. Ich habe das Gefühl, du verheimlichst mir was. Ich weiß überhaupt nicht, was mit dir los ist.
Was mit mir los ist?
Well, yeah, he's still working together with Noah.
Es gibt etwas Sachen, die kann ich dir nicht erzählen,
Warum
okay?
denn nicht?
Ich kann einfach nicht.
Ey, falls du es vergessen hast, mein Vater und mein Bruder sind verschwunden. Meine Mutter ist verrückt und interessiert sich einen Dreck für mich. Und du willst mir gerade von deiner Scheiße erzählen, oder was?
It's all the same thing though, you know, kind of. I'm sure Bartos knows that. Because Bartos probably knows more at this point. Yeah, the real question is, what does he know? What is Noah telling him? This evening, another meet.
Die Kernenergie war, ist und bleibt dabei alternativlos. Aber die Welt da draußen pocht auf Fortschritt. In 6 Tagen wird unser Meiler endgültig vom Netz gehen. Das ist für uns alle ein einschneidendes Erlebnis.
Power plant is closing.
Lassen Sie es uns die letzten 6 Tage im Geiste der Gemeinschaft mit Leben erfüllen.
Oh, it'll be a joy. Don't tell me they caused the apocalypse themselves or something. This better not be another Chernobyl. Yeah. She wanted to take Ulrich down, but Ulrich never came back. What the hell are you doing? Oh my god. Katharina? Oh.
Wer sind Sie?
Jonas. Old Jonas.
Jetzt haben Sie den Schlüssel.
Long story.
Das ist mein Schlüssel. Ich weiß, dass sich das jetzt anhört, als würde es überhaupt keinen Sinn machen.
Here we go. Oh, it's crazy. What is he gonna show to prove it?
Das Fahrrad, das Papa und du mir zum 8. Geburtstag geschenkt habt.
Me.
Bin gleich am ersten Tag damit in den Graben gefahren. Hab mir den Arm aufgeschlitzt. Hier.
Raus hier.
This is so good.
Ich bin vor über einem halben Jahr aus deinem Leben verschwunden. Und du hast mich vor mehr als 33 Jahren gefunden. Ich habe gleich gewusst, dass du es bist. Es hat geregnet, weißt du noch? Opa und du, ihr wolltet mich mitnehmen im Auto. Du hast gesagt, dass der Regen noch sauer ist wegen Tschernobyl. Ich hatte meine gelbe Jacke an. Mama. Ich bin's.
Jonas. Aber das kann doch nicht sein.
To be honest, I probably still wouldn't buy it at this point.
Es gibt keinen Zufall. Jeder Weg ist vorherbestimmt, als wäre der Teppich der Welt ein Geflecht von unendlichen Fäden.
Man, he's still chasing her.
Jeder. Aber die wenigsten von uns wissen, wohin ihre Reise geht.
Wow. Katharina turned into the new Jonas.
Du hast deinen ersten Schritt getan. Adam wird stolz auf dich sein. Ich habe das gleiche Gefühl. Es geht vorbei.
He's guiding himself?
Alles hängt zusammen. Du, ich, Vergangenheit und Zukunft.
Man, holy shit. Why the fuck are these people hanging here? Damn, dude. What even is the situation? French? Damn, man. Oh shit! It's Charlotte's kid, isn't it?
Wir sind die Zukunft. Sigmundus Creatus est.
Why do I feel like I recognize the other one too, but I can't figure out why anymore?
Die Prophezeiung wird eintreten, die Passage wird sich öffnen und dann werden wir ins Paradies geführt.
Wer keinen Glauben hat, ist schon tot. Alle sind schon tot. Meine Familie, meine Freunde. Alle sterben in 6 Tagen. In meiner Zeit, verstehst du? Ich brauche euer scheiß Paradies nicht. Ich will einfach nur nach Hause.
Yeah, I mean, that was obvious.
Ich glaube, weil es das Einzige ist, was sie an ihre Familie erinnert.
She's talking about great grandpa and great grandma, right? So that's the mom of Helge we're talking about. And also, I think I realized that the guy who started the power plant wasn't actually Helge's dad, but it's like the dad of his mom. So his grandpa, actually. I think. I could be wrong, though. I think I saw that on the website. The professor. Oh, wait, we're talking about Charlotte's parents, though, right? Yeah.
Ihr Kollege Ulrich. Kurz vor seinem Verschwinden hat er sie angerufen. Der Anruf dauerte exakt 12 Sekunden.
Oh, shit. What? They're suspecting her?
Das wollte er.
Nichts. Er hatte sich verwählt.
Oh, she's not telling them.
Sie haben vielleicht einen anderen Kollegen erwartet. Und mich bekommen. Zufall? Ich glaube nicht an Zufälle. Ich glaube, dass die Dinge zusammenfinden, so wie sie zusammengehören.
Okay, the guy's clearly a hard ass, but why does she not want to work with him?
Mama?
Investigation file. How did she get her hands on these? Aren't these from the police? Oh, from Ulrich, I guess, before, right? But was he keeping them here? Or is Charlotte working with us somehow? Or giving them to her?
Dass die Menschen nicht zerbrechen an der Sinnlosigkeit ihrer eigenen Existenz. Hast du Bartosz Bescheid gegeben? Und er hat keinen Verdacht geschöpft.
The fuck is this?
Er war schon immer eine
Jesus.
Natur.
Guy came
Die
straight from
Apokalypse,
Star Wars.
Sie muss geschehen.
Apparently.
Es bleibt nicht mehr viel Zeit. Die fehlenden Seiten aus dem Buch. Du musst sie finden.
So it was never... Wait, what? Didn't they mention that Claudia's book was lacking pages? This is crazy. Okay, so this guy is giving him commands again? What are we dealing with anymore, dude? It's becoming so hard to follow. Holy shit. Clearly that's their intent. To confuse me right now. Is it Bernadette? Yeah, right. What? So she's communicating with him? Her? Or is Franziska getting a cut from Bernadette? Why? What for? Open for business. Don't think that's the kind of business Magnus is looking for right now, though.
Was heißt? Blasen 40 Euro an 1,85.
All we needed to know. Yeah, so what the hell is Franziska doing with this one?
Wo ist Jonas? Wo ist mein Jonas?
Er ist in der Zukunft.
In der Zukunft?
Ich habe versucht, die Passage zu zerstören, aber ich habe sie nur geschlossen. Deswegen ist er immer noch dort.
Oh. So he did do something. So okay, so in the future they can go back. Was that Noah I saw there? Or what did I see? On the right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my god, that's who she saw in the forest, right?
Noah?
We never even got back to that whole thing with Charlotte where she gave the watch. What's this picture from? How old is that? Cool, dude. This show is fucking legendary. I found Noah. See? Okay, so maybe she's working together a bit more, at least with Peter then, but even with Katarina and stuff, she's, you know, maybe she figures those she can actually trust. Maybe she doesn't even trust people at the police force anymore, because we kind of know that the eye patch, you know, guy was working together with Alexander, at least. Corrupt.
Was ist das?
Das ist von Papa. Polizeiunterlagen und Karten von der Hülle. Deswegen geht Mama da jeden Tag rein. Ich glaube, sie sucht das hier.
Wow, the passage, right? Are the other passages close too? Like 23, 86? Oh, sorry, 53.
Die führt zum Kernkraftwerk.
Oh, she's looking for the door. I mean, she's not really gonna
Da
find
draußen
anything
wissen
there,
alle
though.
irgendwas, was wir nicht wissen sollen. Mama, Bartosz, die Polizei. Jeder hat sein eigenes beschissenes Geheimnis.
Yep, they're just kept out of the loop. Oh, so Bartosz is meeting Noah in the cave?
Bist du bereit?
Great, Bartosz is gonna help set the apocalypse in motion.
Danke für den Kaffee.
You sick bastard. Wait, what?
Ich bin froh, dass das Ding jetzt wegkommt.
Oh, yeah, okay, so it has to do with the truck and the barrels.
Ruf mal wieder bei Mama an. Okay?
They're related? Bernadette was saying, I'm glad to be rid of this thing, so why did he have the truck? Guess it was just a favor.
Sie hat gesagt, das ist der Mann, der ihr die Uhr gegeben hat.
Here we go.
8. Januar 1921.
Okay, yeah.
Sic mundus creatus est.
At this point, I'd be so creeped the fuck out. Well, and all it is just another photo for the collection. Okay, so they're just, yeah, hiding those barrels in a bunch of cement or whatever. Concrete. It's weird though, because didn't future Jonas have to have come from this period? Yeah, right? Like, the Jonas that's in 2019 now. So how did that happen? Eventually, I assume he had to have come from here back to there. What is this passageway? Just under the wall? Okay, so he can go to the power plant. Oh, he's trying to find those barrels that they put the concrete around, presumably. Oh, yeah, that's a dead giveaway. Wow, the suits are still hanging there. The fuck is this? Damn. This show is getting more bizarre every episode. You gotta love it. It's all so seamless, man. I think that's the biggest achievement of this show right now, at least when it comes to this premiere episode for season 2. Yes, some time has passed, not only in the storyline, but I presume also in the production, right? Like, they made this season, I think, a year later. And so, you know, you see it with the way certain actors, like Magnus, he's grown out his hair a little bit, I think, right? And again, in the storyline, 6 months have passed since where we left season 1 behind. Back then it was still November 2019. Now we're finding ourselves in June 2020. But again, it's like everything just naturally keeps following itself up. The quality is maintained. It's like that's exactly what you want from a show like this, right? And yeah, it's like we're just picking right back up where we left off. And so that's what I've loved about it so far. I will say, like, not even that many new pieces were added to the puzzle so far, even if we're dealing with that future timeline, of course. I mean, we know a little bit more about Noah's side now, which is fascinating. Like, not only is there the scene of them, which is what it started with, creating the passageway and everything back in 1921, I think it was, right? And I think the leader guy that he was talking to, that's supposed to be Adam, right? So yeah, that's fascinating. And again, I don't know what that. It's like you're constantly trying to look for sort of a main villain, and you keep coming to the conclusion that, well, maybe there is no main villain, right? I mean, first it was Noah, then now it's like, oh well, maybe Adam really is like the main villain in the end, but maybe it's just a whole cult or whatever. Yeah, that Adam is just leading at this point in time, I guess. I mean, that's who Noah seems to be following orders from, so that's interesting. But yeah, again, you still ask yourself the question, like, how did this all originate? You know, the whole situation. What did the power plant have to do with it? There's the barrel situation, which I feel like one question that I still have is like, okay, now it became clear to me that like Bernadette, right, the prostitute person, so that one is related to the guy working at the police. So that makes sense now. I guess he kind of was, doing him a favor, storing those barrels in the truck and everything there. Like that's what I was trying to remember. But is what happened that back in season 1, when the police got the permits to do investigating at the power plant, that's when they took all the barrels out and they hid them in the truck close to Bernadette there somewhere. And so now they're putting them back because the power plant is closing anyway. They're putting cement on it. Again, some kind of accident there happened or whatever, right? Some kind of leak, or I don't know how to interpret it exactly. But that's what the barrels are sort of like a last piece of evidence, or a last like how should I put that? Like remains of what happened there. But that already happened back in 1986 because, you know, it was Bernd who showed Claudia back then when she became the new CEO of the power plant. Like he showed her those barrels and stuff there behind the door, right? So like this is one of the secrets that you're gonna have to keep as the new leader of this power plant. So yeah, but again, it's like I still wonder, is that also the accident that had to do with creating all the wormholes and stuff? And is what happened in 1921 and maybe originally in 53? Like, is that just was that just setting up for it, for when it was going to happen? It's possible, right? That like the wormholes weren't really created until 86, but then they kept leading back to those time periods again, right? It's not it. Yeah, you don't have to go back all the way to the oldest point in time for something like that to have originated, I guess. So that's still what I'm trying to figure out, I guess. But yeah, like I said, fascinating stuff. Talking about that seamlessness, that's what I mean. I love how, Jonas now, he's he still has that equipment with him, the lamp and everything that he's rubbing over, and his space, backpack and suit and everything that he has. And it's like, it makes so much sense in the setting, but he's still using that same equipment. It's like everything was already set up for this to occur last season, which technically it was, because last season we ended on him ending up here in 2052. So, but again, it's like, I kind of get the feeling that the writers of this show, they probably already, I don't know, that's what I'd like to think, is that they actually already had the whole thing written out in advance, perhaps, or something, because I can't imagine what a difficult task it must be if you're trying to write a season 1 and then have season 2 and 3 still make sense with everything, right? And like still come up with, you're gonna run into so many dead ends there, and you're gonna write yourself into a corner constantly, I can only imagine. So this is the kind of story that sort of needs to have been written out in advance, I feel. But once again, I could be wrong about that. Yeah, so what else is there really to talk about? Like I said, not a lot. I feel like it's just been setting up a bunch of storylines. I'm still wondering, when we're going to see Ulrich again, because it's been, well, we didn't see him this episode. Hopefully we still will, of course. We didn't really go back, I think, to 1953 anymore. Future Jonas is working with his mom, and he's telling him about that. Magnus and Martha are slowly starting to catch on to stuff, right? It's cool how Katerina now is in the know about it and seems to be kind of working together, I think, with Charlotte and Peter, that they are sort of at least telling each other about what's going on. That's the vibe I got. I could be wrong about it, though. Also amazing to see Charlotte's kid, I forget what she's called now, but you know, like we saw her in the future, and that immediately made it clear to me using the sign language and everything. So it's just, once again, it's so well thought out. And yeah, I don't really know what to make of anything yet. I don't think this episode gave us too many clues as far as like, oh yeah, you know, this is something you can work with to figure out more stuff. But I'm just really looking forward to seeing where we go from here. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed my reaction to Season 2, Episode 1 of Dark. If you did, then of course you can already watch the next 6 episodes straight away over my Patreon page, which is going to be linked on top of the description. Over there we'll already be on Episode 7 for Season 2, so go and catch up on all of that straight away over there. Your support is very much appreciated and allows me to make these videos in the first place. Keep that in mind. And then for now, I want to thank you a lot for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode.